Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Power of Man podcast. My name is Rory Paquette. I am, as always, your very grateful host. And I want to thank you all for joining me today on this special solo episode that we're putting out. I'm going to be doing more solo episodes, like I've said before. We just needed to make sure we got some of the interviews out. I don't like those guys having to wait to get their products out, so we're going to settle into a little more of a normal schedule now. Still coming out 7 days a week, but we're going to have a pretty good mix of interviews and solos and things like that. We have things we have to work on, gentlemen, and this is where it starts. This podcast here, this is where it begins. Um, I want to start today with I saw a reel come across from my guy over at Colors of Honor. He forwarded it, um, and it was pretty cool. He was a man sitting on the couch and he's rubbing his hands. You can tell he's in pain. And his wife says, babe, do your hands hurt? And he thinks for a minute. And he looks at her and he goes, "Do you have everything you need?" And she said, "Well, yeah." And he said, "Are you happy?" And she said, "Well, yes." And he puts on a little half smile, like we all do. And he says, "Then my hands are fine." Gentlemen, we've seen a million memes like that. We've seen a million reels like that. This one today hit me because we have work to do. And we've gotten away from that a little bit. And I forwarded it on my social media and I said, when I tell men we need to lead our families, this is what I'm talking about. And I hope that when men see that, they understand that, it isn't some misogynistic thing. It's not some, oh, well, a woman's place is in the house type of nonsense. It's that, no matter what everybody else's place is, your place as a man, as a father, as a husband, is to step up and to lead. It's what we're supposed to do. And we have really gotten away from that, guys. Really gotten away from it. And we've gotten away from talking about it. We've gotten away from preaching it. And we've gotten way too far into the weeds, pursuing things that make us happy and following, whatever, some spiritual thing might be calling us to go do. And we're not paying attention to our responsibilities. And gentlemen, there is no greater satisfaction in the world than being a man and satisfying your responsibilities as a father, as a husband. There's nothing in the world that makes you feel better than that. And I can prove that because there's nothing in the world that feels worse than when you can't. So I'm open to a challenge on that from anybody, anytime. You know how to DM me. We have a private group called The Power of Man Within. And I've stayed out of it for just a little while. I wanted to really take stock of, the men that we have in there and what everybody wants. I've been DMing a lot of guys and saying, hey, I haven't really seen you in the group much. What can we do to make the group better? What can we do to make it, more applicable to you? What would make you more interested in the group? And I've been getting some really good feedback from a lot of guys that I respect that are in the group. And it's all stuff that I think I already knew, but it's definitely a direction that I think we need to go. And so we're going to be changing the group around. And if you're in the group, look in there, you'll see notices. If you haven't joined the group, you can still do it. Still free to join. Go ahead and look for Power of Man Within on Facebook and jump in there. Um, and then you'll be able to see the changes as they come up too. So, but we need to get back to the basics. And we really need to get back to, as a community of men, talking about what needs to be talked about and talking about how we can help each other and how we can, reach out and help pull the other guy up when he needs it and how we can reach out and get pulled up when we need it. It needs to become much more of a brotherhood and much less of a, hey, who worked out today type of group. And so we're going to be introducing some new things, and I hope that you'll all join us there. But as far as the podcast goes, we've had some incredible men come on here, and I've really had just a fantastic time interviewing these men and learning from them, reading their books, listening to their podcasts, and they have taught me some things too. Um, I've learned a lot about what their perspectives are and where they've come from. And when I've combined them with my own and compared them to my own, um, in terms of what expectation is and where our desire is to grow as men, as guests of the show, as myself as the host. There are a lot of men who have come on my show who have really preached um, leading, leading from a position of strength, taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, your soul. And there have been some men who have come on here and really not had that same idea. And it's okay. I mean, presenting the other side of the coin is not a bad thing. But as we move forward, the emphasis is going to be much, much, much more on being pro father, husband, man, brotherhood, and in a way that almost leans towards stoicism. Because, I have yet to see the successful man who's out there leading his family and taking care of things, who's being led by his emotions and who's allowing himself to show weakness at every turn. I have not seen many happy men who fit that bill. And so I'm not going to change my stance on it just because there are some posers out there who are claiming to be masculinity guys who are saying that you should get in touch with your feelings and, you know, uh, reach out your hand for your inner child and, everything else. Listen, I'm all in favor of dealing with the issues of your inner child. We all have one as men. And we all have father issues of some kind, some unresolved. Many of us have, issues with both parents, step parents, abuse. I get it. I really do. But at some point, you have to stand up and you have to say, look, no matter what's happened to me in the past, I am the only one that can make my future. I can't depend on my wife to do it. I can't depend on my kids to do it. I can't count on my wife or my kids to take care of me if I can't take care of myself someday. There is no family retirement plan. There's no guarantee of anything, guys. So the only thing you can do is, gird up your loins and strap up your bootstraps and go out and do it yourself. This didn't used to be cutting edge stuff to talk about. I mean, I grew up understanding from a very young age that if I really wanted to accomplish something, if I wanted something in my life, or if I wanted my life to look a certain way, it was up to me to make it that way. And somehow when we become men, we start to look elsewhere. Well, I would be this guy and my life would look this way, but my wife doesn't fill in the blank. Or, my wife always blah, blah, blah. Or, well, I have kids, so blankety blank. Gentlemen, you chose to get married. You chose to have the kids. They're yours. You picked them. Okay. There's no refund return policy on this. Those are decisions you made. And one of the things that's starting to really hurt um, society is that the next generation is learning that it's okay to walk away. There's a reason the divorce rate keeps getting higher and higher and higher. There's a reason that the rate of young men deciding to get married is getting lower and lower and lower. Folks, those are not good trends. And the reason is because the young men today are not being led. They don't have leaders out there who are showing them uh, when you get married, you have a responsibility. You can't just say, well, I'm upset, so I'm leaving. You can't just say, well, this isn't working out, so I'm out. That's not what marriage is. And for a long time, I think there was a generation in there that sort of looked at marriage like, it's no big deal. We'll have a big party. It'll be fun. Everybody will bring us some cash and some gifts. If it doesn't work out, so what? We'll get divorced and move on. Maybe we'll do it again sometime. Folks, the sanctity of marriage has been just buried. And now you have a young generation in Gen Z that's out there and they understand the sanctity of marriage. They understand that it actually means something. And the unfortunate part of that is so many of them are going, well, it means a lot, so I'm out. I'm not going to do it. No interest. We have failed these generations up until now. And it is not too late for us to step up and take our place at the front of the line so that when the battle comes, we can be the first ones through the wall. When hard times come, you need to be leading. You need to be out front. And you need to show today's young people that when things get tough, if you want them fixed, then you may need to be the one who goes out and gets a little bloody. This idea that everybody owes me a living is a little old, don't you think? I mean, that was 5 years ago. That's over. That was 3 years ago. That's over. If you folks aren't keeping up, look around on social media a little bit and you're going to get it. It's over. The fight against masculinity is not over. That's never going to be. It's just changed. And now they're coming at us from within. Gentlemen, you can have the life that you want. You can have the relationship that you want with your wife. You can have the relationship that you want with your children. You can have the relationship that you want to have at work with your career. You can make the money that you want to make. There is nothing standing in your way anymore. Not a thing. And if you think there's something standing in your way that cannot be handled, you message me and we'll get on a call and we will talk all through the whole thing. And I guarantee you at the end of it, you're going to realize that that's not an insurmountable task. I'm putting that out there for any of you. Message me. Let's talk. Gentlemen, if we want it, we can have it. But we have to go get it. We have to go take it. We have to stop sitting around on our hands begging for it, hoping for it. I mean, praying for it and doing nothing about it is kind of insulting to God, don't you think? Exercise your free will and let's go. Now, in the days and weeks to come, we're going to be doing a lot more of this in our group. If any of this resonates with you at all, find the power of man within. Okay, we're going to be on Facebook for at least another few weeks from the time this one comes out, this episode. We are moving off of Facebook because they are doing their darndest right now to censor us and shadow ban us and keep everything suppressed. We're going to be moving to a free platform, free of censorship anyway, and we'll go forward from there. Because this is something that we can all accomplish together, and this is something that we need to accomplish as individuals. So, gentlemen, you matter. You have value. That's why we do this. That's why I sit here and I do these episodes and I do my courses and I do my seminars and everything else. It's because you matter. It's because your life matters And because your life, your heart, your hopes, your dreams, they have value. At some point, you have to go out and fight for them. At some point, you have to lead the way to get there. You just have to believe it. Until next time.